of news that left many in utter disbelief.
It's kind of shocking. I thought it was a myth.
With others driving 3 hours from Mississippi to Memphis with hopes of learning more about the violent attack against rapper Young Dolph, a man who proclaimed to be the, quote, king of Memphis. His fans agreed.
I love Yo Dolph. He did so much for the city. I was, prayers to his family.
And prayers for Young Dolph's extended family. We're talking about those from the streets of South Memphis specifically. His fans gathered to reflect on the many times the 36-year-old Memphis-raised rapper would come back in order to give back.
Young Dolph has shot a free show. He paid for everything. He paid for artists to come out. When he coming up artists, I appreciate everything he done for the hood.
Sadly, the same streets he loved so much is where he would take his last breath.
Once you get out the streets, you make a way out, you stay out.
However, it is those who know the streets police are hoping will come forward with information leading to those responsible. At sundown, the investigation is still ongoing with more questions and answers. There are certainly a lot of moving parts, something we have learned from a source. This deadly attack was likely captured on surveillance, considering it's surrounded by multiple businesses. Something else we have learned, police, they're not looking for one shooter, but several shooters. A sad day for fans who are still grappling with grief.
For the streets will take you under,
Reporting in South Memphis, Jarita Patterson, WREG, News Channel 3.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Golden, the Slogan, and this is Duck No Rec World Media. Welcome back to another episode of the Slogan Report. And today, we diving deep into one of the most shocking and tragic cases in recent hip-hop history, the murder of Memphis rapper Young Dolph, and the stunning courtroom revelations coming out of the trial of his alleged killers. We're talking about snitching, money, and betrayal that's turning this case into a spectacle. Let's get into it. And what has become one of the most highly watched trials in Memphis, Cornelius Smith, one of the men involved in the murder of Young Dolph, has taken a stand and implicated some very familiar names, pointing fingers at co-conspirators and revealing a web of money and betrayal. Young Dolph, born Adolph Robert Thornton Jr., was gunned down in Memphis on November 17, 2021. The city of Memphis was left heartbroken and angry, losing one of its most beloved stars, a rapper who not only made it out, but continuously gave back to his community. Since then, the details surrounding the murder have slowly unraveled, and in September 2024, Cornelius Smith, one of the accused gunmen, shocked the courtroom and the community when he decided to testify against his co-defendants. On the stand, Cornelius Smith confessed Hernandez Govan organized the hit, and Anthony Big Jook Mims, Yo Gotti's own brother, allegedly put up $100,000 to get the job done. According to Smith's testimony, he and fellow defendant Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, were promised $40,000 each for the hit, with Govan receiving $20,000 as the organizer. But here's the kicker. Smith claims he only received $800 for murdering Young Dolph, and Big Jook later paid $50,000 in lawyer fees to cover him once he got caught. This is crazy. So now I just gotta say this, because in all honesty, this is mind-boggling. The death of Young Dolph was senseless, pointless, and extremely idiotic. Cornelius Smith, a complete side character, threw away his life for initially $800 and a lawyer that still can't save him from life in prison. Then we got Justin Johnson, aka Straight Drop, who thought killing Young Dolph would boost his career. If we gonna be anything, we gotta be for real. Who in their right mind is listening to a failed rapper named Straight Drop? I don't care about how this situation would have panned out. His music would have never popped off after this. Point blank, period. But let's break this down even further. We got Big Jook, Yo Gotti's own brother, allegedly putting up $100,000 bounty on Young Dolph's head. It's a story that sounds like some out of a movie. And what happens next? Big Jook himself gets shot and killed in Memphis, reportedly after attending the funeral. Now, we can't confirm his death was directly tied to Dolph's murder, but that's wild how karma seems to move in situations like this. And get this, Big Jook apparently posted his location on social media just before he was shot. If that's true, it's a tragic mistake that cost him his life. People are quick to forget that social media can sometimes be the most dangerous place to be. The trial has been heating up even more with expert testimonies. One of the key witnesses was Michael Garner, a digital forensics expert with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations. Garner analyzed the cell phone data, which placed the suspects at the scene of the crime and tied them directly to Dolph's light on CMG, and it's impossible to ignore. So to wrap this up below, beloved, what we see here today is a tragedy on multiple levels. Not only did the city of Memphis lose a giant like Young Dolph, now we seeing the ripple effects through the trial, the snitching, the betrayal, and the sheer stupidity of those throwing their life away for money and clout. Like all jokes to the left, beloved, at the end of the day, nobody wins here. Cornelius Smith is looking at life in prison for what, $800? And he's snitching. Straight drop, life in prison, he ain't snitching, but it's the same story. And Big Jook, allegedly dead in the same streets he helped fuel the violence. It's a harsh reminder that in this game of the street politics and rap beef, everyone loses. I hope the youth can understand the consequences of their actions and take this as a learning lesson. But more importantly, I hope Young Dolph is eventually be able to grant his masters to his family. He was taken down too soon, and it's heartbreaking to think about what more he could have achieved. Let us know what you think in the comments about this case. Do you think the feds will eventually go after Yo Gotti and CMG, or do you think trial will end here? As always, stay informed, stay safe, stay locked in, and keep watching the Slogan Report for the latest updates on this case. But more importantly, long live Dolph. Hey, your boy.